Okay, so let's dive right in. We're going to be looking at something that, at first glance, might seem a little complicated, maybe even just a bit messy. But if we break it down, we're going to uncover a simple and honestly, a really powerful idea.
Yeah, I know. When you first look at this, you just see a phone, a circuit board with a whole bunch of colorful wires, a battery pack, a couple of light bulbs, and a small fan. It looks like a classic DIY project, right? A tangle of wires.
But hidden inside all of that is the fundamental secret behind all the smart devices that are filling up our homes and totally changing the way we live our lives.
And that's exactly what we're going to do here. We are going to deconstruct this little device to understand a huge concept, an idea that is, no joke, powering our modern world.
Let's actually pull it apart, piece by piece, and see how each part plays its own unique role in this really clever little system. So, every single smart device needs a way for you, the user, to tell it what to do. And that's exactly where we're going to start.
The entire process kicks off right here, on the smartphone. This is our interface. It's the spot where a simple human thought becomes a digital instruction. It's the brains of the whole operation.
And you gotta love how simple it is. No complicated settings, no confusing menus. Just two big buttons, on and off. This is the remote control for everything else we're about to see. A single tap right here starts a pretty fascinating chain reaction.
Okay, so we've tapped the button. Let's follow that command to the hardware itself. Something has to receive that tap and actually act on it. And that is the job of the electronic heart of the system.
And of course, every heart needs some fuel to keep on pumping. In this case, it's a simple battery pack. It's providing just enough power to keep the circuit awake and, more importantly, listening for our command.
Now, this tiny little chip right here is one of the most important parts of the whole setup. We're going to call it the messenger. Its entire job is to receive the signal coming from our phone,
and this is where really complex technology becomes super simple to understand. The Bluetooth module, it's really just a tiny radio receiver. Think of it like the circuit's ear, tuned to just one station, our phone, waiting for that on or off command to come through.
So once the messenger hears the command, it passes the message on to this little blue box. We'll call it our switch. And this component right here, this is where the magic really happens.
So here's the crucial point. A relay lets a very small, very safe electrical signal, like the one from our little circuit, control a much bigger, more powerful electrical circuit. It's literally like a remote-controlled finger, using just a tiny bit of energy to flip a big switch that you probably wouldn't want to touch.
So what is that big switch controlling? These things right here, the light bulbs and the fan. This is the entire mission of our little setup, making everyday objects respond to our command without us ever having to touch a physical switch. Okay, so we've met all the players. We've got the command center, the fuel, the messenger, the switch, and of course, the mission. Now let's follow one single command all the way through the system.
It's honestly that simple. You tap on. The phone sends a radio signal to our messenger, that Bluetooth module. The messenger gets the signal and tells the switch, our relay, to close. You'd actually hear a little click, and that's our remote-controlled finger flipping the switch, completing the circuit, and sending power to the light bulb. And just like that, you'd have light.
And this just brilliantly illustrates the whole point. What we see with our eyes is just, a collection of parts. But what it is, conceptually, is a universal remote control. That relay could be switching on a coffee maker, a sprinkler system, your entire home entertainment center, anything.
So, why did we spend all this time on one little homemade project? Well, because understanding this simple circuit means you understand the big idea behind so much of our modern technology.
And that is the fundamental principle of the Internet of Things, or IoT. It's simply the idea of taking everyday objects, giving them a messenger and a switch, and then connecting them to a network so we can control them remotely.
Think about it for a second. A smart plug? It's just this exact circuit but in a tiny little plastic box. A smart light bulb? It has the messenger and the switch built right inside of it. Your smart thermostat? Yep, it's just a more complex version that uses a signal from the internet to tell the relay for your furnace to turn on or off.
And that's really the key takeaway here. By breaking down this one project, you've just peeked behind the curtain of the smart world. It's not magic, it's just a signal, a receiver, and a very clever remote-controlled switch. So now that you know the fundamental secret, it just opens up this whole world of possibilities. The only question left is, what everyday object would you want to control with just the tap of a button?